All right, guys, welcome back. This is a bonus episode. So what I'd like to do now is go over this very highly anticipated UFC 251 fight card. I'm gonna have a guest on via Skype. His name is Danny Maldonado. He's a fighter and training partner as well. I haven't trained with him in a minute, but we have put some rounds in together, and he's a good dude. He's very thorough with his training, and finding ways to keep it moving and train under these crazy circumstances that we're going through right now. So I'm gonna have him on as a guest, and I'll put that on. I'll put it into the video. But man, I just gotta say, this fight card, UFC 251, it's crazy. So originally, Kamaru Usman was signed on to fight Gilbert Burns, and Gilbert Burns tested positive for COVID, and he had to drop out of the fight. Well, originally the fight was for Masvidal to take it, and there was some money issues. He felt that he wasn't getting his just due. He's a veteran of the sport. He's been around the game for the longest. A lot of bandwagon fans are jumping on the hype train now. It's not even a hype train. It's not hype because he's thorough. Like he's a real fighter. He likes to put on crazy highlight reel finishes. He's got one against Askren. He's got one against, Nate Diaz, but the doctor stopped it. Darren Till. He's killing all these top dogs at 170, but he came from 155 from lightweight, and he's been doing this thing for years. He had some questionable decision losses, which could have went either way, and I'm sure he'd like to get some of those back. But Jorge Masvidal is the real deal. He's what I like to call, he's a Miami goon. He doesn't bite his tongue. He's himself. He's not putting on an act. He's not putting on a facade. And I think that now he's finally getting what he deserves as far as financial wise. So I'm excited. Jorge Masvidal took on the fight with 6 days notice, about a week, and they're making it happen now. They're doing all the thorough COVID testing and everything. Excuse me. And this is going to be the first fight card out of the UFC has 4 cards scheduled at Yas Island, aka Fight Island, in Abu Dhabi. So it's gonna be crazy. This main card is stacked. The pay-per-view is looking good. It's got some good fights. I can't wait to go over it and catch up with my boy Danny. We're gonna go over the main card. We'll go over some notable mentions in the prelims, and we're gonna, I guess, make our picks. Again, I'm not a commentator. I'm not a journalist. I'm just a fight fan, and I got my platform here, so we're just fight enthusiasts, and we can't wait for this event this Saturday. So sit tight, and I'll be right back with the interview. All right, so welcome back. I got my boy Danny the fighter, Danny Maldonado. Let him. It's our first time doing a Skype call, video call. It's been a crazy time. Hopefully we could do it in person soon. And man. So I wanted to get somebody that's fighter, MMA savvy to go over this UFC card. But first, I wanted to catch up with you, see how you've been, see how everything's been going with training. I know you're still looking for your next pro fight. How's that been going, and how's training going?
I'm at a gym right now. A friend of mine's gym. I train here 3 times a week. They have a full gym upstairs, and then we have mats downstairs. So I'm still training. I'm still putting in work. I'm still staying in shape, in better shape than I've ever been. So while everybody's getting fat, I'm getting fit. So everything's running smoothly. Like nothing's changed for me. I still go to work like regularly. So it's just a different month, different day for me. Nothing's changed.
Right. How have you been keeping up with the, every facet of mixed martial arts? Like, you got to do your grappling rounds, you got to do your striking rounds. How have you been able to mix it up?
Well, I bring in a lot of training partners. We hold donation-based training on Sundays, so I have strikers coming in, I have MMA fighters coming in, grapplers coming in, just
Mhm.
everybody coming in, just everybody's being healthy, everybody's training hard. We're learning from each other, so we don't have like a real coach here, so we're all learning, we're getting better, and yeah, I'm staying sharp in all facets of the game.
Right, right. I see you doing the open mats on Sundays, and you're doing a couple of days
So
out the week too, right? Like during the week,
yeah, we do it 3 days a week. Yeah.
3 days a week. That's what's up, man. Yeah, bro. It's a crazy time, and we just got to make the best of it right now, right?
Exactly. I can't get out of shape because if I get out of shape, I'm never fighting again.
So, your last fight was at flyweight at 125.
Yeah, well, I made weight. The opponent didn't make weight, but I made weight.
Okay. Are you looking to stay at 125, or are you planning on moving up at all? Are you gaining mass? You hitting the
I
weights?
mean, I'm hovering around like 145, 150.
Hmm.
I still want to fight a flyweight. I'm a pretty short guy, so me fighting at 135 will be when I'm like an established elite flyweight where I could like take the take like a chance to go up in weight to get another belt or something like that. But that's farther down the line when I
Right.
have a successful flyweight career.
Right, but are you willing to, like, let's say if an opportunity comes up at bantamweight, are you willing to take a fight at 135 or no?
I mean, I fought at 130 against a guy that was 135, and I was doing well besides all the illegal shots, but I was dominating the rounds. So I feel like my strength carries over at the higher weight classes.
Right, right, right. Well, I mean, hopefully you get a fight soon, bro.
Yeah, man.
You gotta stay ready, right?
I got
I'm
always.
I miss training, man. Believe it or not, I miss being in the gym and seeing everybody and doing some rounds with real people.
We can't. I'm not good with training with like dummies that don't do anything. That's not me.
Right,
I like to
right. It's
train.
like it's like when people post shit about like hitting the bag or hitting whatever, and then somebody will say, "Oh, the bag doesn't hit back."
The back don't hit back.
The bag don't hit back. Yeah, bro. But hopefully this shit uh gets better soon, and
Yeah, man.
people could start. I mean, I see other states. People like down in like Texas and I mean Florida right now. Shit is getting crazy down there, but you see people. Some gyms are open. You see people
Yeah.
training. You know.
There's a fight card. There's a fight card in Atlanta right now, and uh, American Top Team Atlanta. They're open, and they have like a lot of fighters fighting on this card. I think it's in
Uh,
Alabama. So this card's open. There's things going on. There's other states are moving and they're ahead of the curve. But like
right.
Europe we're stuck. We're stuck. I don't know what we're doing, but I guess we're taking it slow and
Taking
steady
it.
with it. But
Yeah, they're
other
taking
states,
a
other
lot.
states are moving.
They're taking a lot of precautions out here.
Yeah.
What about Jersey and Pennsylvania? Are any of those promotions doing anything out there?
Not that I
Nothing.
heard. I would have been trying to jump on those cards, but
Uh,
nothing's opening up.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, so the UFC's been doing it very diligent. They've been very taking a lot of precautions. They're having their fighters take 3, 4, 5 tests at a time, and you're still seeing some fighters test positive for this shit. So it's a
Yeah,
risky business.
like the card coming up now. I know Mike Brown tested positive and Gilbert Burns, but it's
Yeah,
weird because like they're fine. They say, "Oh, I don't feel anything. I'm fine. They're healthy."
they're
So
asymptomatic. Yeah,
yeah, it's weird how like some people get affected and some people are not. So
yeah.
it shows how much we really don't know about what's actually going on.
Right, right. I guess it boils down to if you have a strong immune system, your body's gonna be able to cope with it, and you'll be fine. Yeah, like I said. But I guess that the idea is to like slow the spread, and you don't want older people getting it, stuff like that. But anyway, we're gonna talk about some fights. Let's get down to this main card, UFC 251, straight out of Yas Island, aka Fight Island, in Abu Dhabi. It's crazy, right? They're
I'm
gonna have
excited.
all.
I'm excited about this card. This card is fucking. Oh, sorry. This card is epic. This card is crazy. I can't wait.
Yeah, his card is crazy, bro. Listen, I mean, it was good before Masvidal got on, and now it's even better now that Masvidal got on it.
Can't wait for that one.
Yeah, so I'll speak a little bit on that, and then we'll start talking about the main card, and then if there's any notable mentions on the prelims that you might want to get into, we'll do that. But yeah, so the story behind this is that Gilbert Burns, and I think he got a well-deserved title shot. He's been doing his thing at 170. He's been taking all these top dogs out. So he got the title shot against Usman. He tested positive, so he had to drop out. And then here comes Street Jesus to save the day. I guess Dana White and the UFC, met his demands. He wanted his fair take of the revenue from the pay-per-view. I think that was his main argument. You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted. It's not like his argument was, "Yo, pay me more money." He just wanted a bigger percentage of the pot. You know what I'm saying? Of the entire revenue.
Especially
Which
now with all the dangers going on, you got to take care of your family because you don't know if you're coming back. You know what I mean? We
right,
don't really know. Like I said, this like pandemic is like it's like a flip of a coin. You don't know if you're gonna die. You don't know if you're gonna live. So it's like I would say pay these people a bonus for actually stepping out there and
right.
traveling outside of their homes. I think they deserve it.
Absolutely right. There should be another bonus on top of even fighting, just making it. Right, just making it there. Anyway, so I've been seeing the countdown videos. I've been seeing some of the embeddeds. They're testing these guys left and right. I think just today they said that some of the guys are able to leave quarantine, so they were able to leave their hotel rooms, walk around the beach, the island a little bit. Um, so yeah, man, I can't wait. I'm super pumped for this. This is definitely a worthy pay-per-view to watch. So let's get started with the main card. I'll start with the first fight. Um, you got Amanda Ribas or Ribas, however you want to pronounce it, against PVZ Paige Van Zant, the Instagram sensation Paige Van Zant. Uh, well, I'll give my 2 cents on this, and then you could take the wheel. I've seen Amanda Ribas, especially that last fight against Mackenzie Dern. She really put it on her, man. She
Yeah,
was she was she was lighting her up. She's
strike.
got she's got some really good striking. She's got some nice throws. I saw this one. I don't know what round it was that Mackenzie was trying to clinch with her, and she just threw that nice judo hip toss, threw her ass to the ground. So she looks very well rounded. She's got the striking, and she's got some throws and some ground game. Paige Van Zant, she hasn't been really active lately, right? I think she had a last fight. This was a while ago, if I'm not mistaken. She won. She did like some karate switch kick, landed on the chick. But besides that, she hasn't really been, doing too well. And I think this is her last fight on her contract. So after this, she might, go and see what's out there. Maybe Bellator. I don't know. But I think Paige Van Zandt, a lot of people give her slack. A lot of people give her shit, but I think she's a notable fighter. She's got some skills. Is she elite? I don't think she's elite, but um, I think she deserves some more credit than what she gets. But I give the edge to Amanda, man, because she's looking lethal right now. She's looking lethal. I give her the edge. What are your thoughts on this fight?
I haven't really seen Amanda fight that much. I mean, I've seen highlights, but I haven't seen like a full fight.
Right.
For Paige Van Zandt, I know she moved up to flyweight, and I know like she has an issue with her arm that she keeps breaking her arm. I never really thought she was that good. She is very pretty though, so that pushes her like in the mainstream.
Right.
So I know this is the last fight on the contract, but regardless, win or lose, she's gonna get a way bigger contract somewhere else because like for
Right.
when Bellator, they will pay her the money because Eddie Alvarez, another guy, he lost his last fight against Poirier, and he signed an even bigger contract with ONE FC.
Right.
So it's like she's a notable star. So if she goes to Bellator, she's gonna push that brand. If she goes to ONE FC or somewhere else, she's gonna push that brand. So win or lose, she's gonna be good. But I think that Amanda's gonna like beat her in the first or second round. I think her pressure, her striking. I think Paige. I mean, she was on the injury list for a while. Then training during quarantine is really gonna be tough, especially like if you have an injury, you need to get that ring rust off. So
Right.
I think Amanda's gonna win by TKO in the second round by
Ooh.
unanswered strikes against the cage.
Against the cage. Oh wow, you're getting into detailed stoppages. All right.
I'm trying to win some money, man.
I wish there was money on this. Maybe it's a DraftKings or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give Amanda the edge. Maybe a stoppage by I see a submission. You know, she could knock her down, take her back, finish her with an RNC, maybe in the second or third round. But I give Paige one thing, man. She's got heart. What
Yeah, I
fight
mean,
was she? She was
and
taking an ass whipping. Was it against
Rose.
Michelle? Who?
No, Rose Namajunas was beating
Oh,
ass.
Rose, yeah, Rose was whooping her, and she survived. She survived all those submission attempts, right? I think she lost by decision. So yeah, it
Not
was a
she
loss,
lost
but
by, lost by rear naked choke in the fifth round, but like she survived so many back takes. So it's
yes,
like I think she was like she was gonna get submitted in the third and fourth, and she
yeah,
fought out. So she got hard,
yeah,
but I
she
mean,
do.
hard can take you far, but it's just gonna prolong that ass whooping. So
Yeah, and Amanda's got some fire under her, and she's
yeah,
got a good camp with her. So, yeah, all right. So we both agree we giving this prediction to Amanda. All right, so next up, we got the rematch. Thug Rose is back against Jessica Andrade. This is the rematch. They had fought when Rose was champ. They had fought for the title. Rose was lighting her up. I
yeah.
forgot what round, but Rose was lighting her up. But you know, she made an error. She just made a mistake, man. She made a mistake. Jessica picked her up and dropped her on the head, and it was over. But up until that point, Rose was dominating that fight. You know, so now Rose is coming back. This is not for a title. Jessica lost the belt quick to the to Wei Li. What's her? How do you pronounce her name? Wei Li
Something.
Zhang.
Oh, Wei Lee or something like that. Something. What's
Yeah,
her name?
yeah, the champion from China. Right. She lost the belt to her, and then she Wei Li and Joanna had that epic battle
I
not so long
thought
ago.
Joanna won that one.
Yeah. Well, I think that hematoma said otherwise. That
Yeah, I mean,
hematoma.
the damage on her head was bad, but I thought that she outpointed her. But that's another conversation.
Quick sidebar. Quick sidebar. What fight do you think deserves fight of the year? That one or Dustin versus Dan Hurker that just happened?
No, I think Emmett versus Burgos gets that one.
I saw the Emmett versus Burgos fight, but that was a 3-round fight, man. Dustin versus Dan Hooker was a 5-round fucking battle, bro.
I I, I
Battle.
I thought Dan Hooker won that fight
You lying.
because he outstruck him in the first 2 rounds. The third round,
Uh-huh.
he was taking him down a whole bunch of times. He didn't do much, but he was still taking him down. And then I thought Dustin won the last 2 rounds.
But Dustin was he was attacking with that guillotine. So a lot
Yeah,
of times he was taking
like
him down, he was attacking that guillotine. I think at one point he reversed him, if I'm not mistaken. But I think towards he controlled the fight in that 5th round. It was more
that fifth
convincing.
round
Yeah,
was all Poirier. He took him to
yeah,
school that one.
yeah. And he looked the fresher fight. If you look at the end of that fight, Dan Hooker
But yeah,
he's just out of it. He was tired as fuck. You
yeah,
know,
but
he just
he still fought, and I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to Hooker. Hooker's like one of my favorite fighters to watch right now.
he
But
is. Well, he comes from that. He comes from what's his name's camp? Israel Adesanya's camp.
Adesanya and then Volkanovski trains there.
Right, right. So that camp out of New Zealand, they
Yeah,
all a bunch of beasts. I know. And listen, Dan Hooker's a beast, but I think I'm not mad at that decision. But anyway, that's a sidebar. So all right. So Rose versus Jessica. Who are you leaning towards on this one?
I'm going for Thug Rose. I think she was winning that. I know I saw that fight. She was piecing her up that first round. I don't think she even got hit in that first round, and she was looking like a ghost,
Sharp,
just sharp and
sticking and
just
moving.
making her pay. I mean, it was a I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. I was like, I mean, like if I was a fighter and I was getting beat up in the first round like that, and I won because of like a slam, I wouldn't be too happy about that because
Right.
it's like you knew that like it's like a desperation move, something like that.
Right.
So I think
I'm sorry, and also Rose made a mistake. It wasn't like it wasn't like she pulled off
she
that
got lazy.
slam.
She got
Rose
lazy,
made
and
it.
a lot of people get lazy in that position.
Yeah,
But like I mean, no one really thought she was gonna get slammed on her head and get
on her
KO.
head, bro. Yeah,
But
that was
I
brutal.
think Rose finished it in the first round because
Ooh.
she found her range super quick in that first round, in that first fight.
Uh,
I think she's
uh.
gonna put her away via head kicks.
Jessica's durable though. Do you think she could get stopped in the first round?
I mean, look at her last fight. She lost in less than a minute.
That is true. That is true.
I
I'm
think,
giving the edge to Rose too.
I think Rose is definitely the cleaner striker, and it's more about precision than power. So I think
Right.
that she wins in the first round via head kick, the same way she dropped Michelle Waterson with that head kick
Oh.
before she. But I think she's gonna head kick her and then finish her off with strikes if she doesn't get put away
Oh, I got something similar. I'll say what round?
first.
First round. Okay. I'm gonna give Jessica the benefit of the doubt. I think they're gonna size each other up. The first round, not get too crazy. I could be totally off. And then the second round, they're gonna turn it on, and Rose is gonna knock her down with something, maybe a flurry, maybe a hook, left hook, or something, and then finish her with strikes on the ground.
I just want Rose to win. She's like an amazing fighter.
I know she's a great person, great
Oh yeah,
humble person, very spiritual, very zen. She's got Pat Barry, the legendary Pat Barry on her corner at all times. So yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Uh, so moving on. So we got three title fights on this card. You believe that shit?
that's
Three
correct.
title fights. The first title fight we got Peter Yan versus Jose Aldo. Um, so Jose Aldo lost his last fight. It was a controversial split decision, right? Against who was it? Marlon Rice. Okay. Who do you think won that fight?
I thought Aldo won that fight every round.
Every round. What was that? A 5 round or a 3 round?
It was a 3 round split decision.
3 round. Okay. Um. So this is going to be a 5 rounder. It's a title fight. Um. Yeah. So a lot of people thought Jose won that fight too. Even Dana White. So
Yeah,
anyway, they gave him the title shot. He was a former featherweight champ. I mean, I've been seeing Jose Aldo do his thing since WEC. He was just wrecking everybody.
yeah.
It was just, whenever I saw, oh, Jose Aldo's fighting, I got to see this fight because he was just wrecking everybody. Then he was an inaugural UFC champ when they took over the WEC fighters, and he was just killing everybody. And then until Conor came along and dismantled them. Um, so interestingly enough, he dropped down from featherweight to bantamweight. What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
I
Because
mean,
Jose had issues cutting to 145. I can't fathom how he's able to drop to
well,
135.
I think it's because he actually like dieted correctly because he had no choice to actually like diet and like he's focused on the weight cut. Because when he fought Mariah, his cardio looked great. He had power. His speed
Yeah.
was there. I think it disciplined him more,
Hmm.
and like, he didn't miss weight. I mean, he looked good.
Yeah.
He didn't look against the weigh-ins either. So it's like I think that was a risk, but it paid off. Like in the long run, it will
So it's
pay
one.
off.
So it's one of those that you have to gradually like get smaller, right? To get your body fit for that weight
It
class.
was
Because
like a
I
calorie deficit, and like you can't
yeah,
cheat. So you have to be very structured on what time you eat and
right.
what you eat exactly. So it's like I feel like that focused him more, which I guess reignited the passion that he had for fighting. So
Just eat ice. Go on an ice diet. That's all you eat.
no,
Ice.
I heard air sandwiches are pretty good too. But I thought,
Yes. Yeah, yeah. That's what you eat when you're cutting weight, right?
yeah, exactly.
All right. So Peter Yan, man, he's a monster, bro. He is
Yeah,
a monster. He was wrecking everybody. He wrecked Uriah Faber, a bunch of guys.
that was the
Um,
best.
he so he's got some of that sambo wrestling, right? He's got some good striking. Um, he's gonna match up really good against Jose, man. And I think I'm giving him the edge here. I don't know. I don't know. And all respect to Jose Aldo, he's a legend, but uh, I don't know. I think Peter Yan's got a little more power. He's gonna pressure forward, and he's gonna bring it. He's gonna bring it to Aldo, man. So I'm giving him. I'm giving him the edge here on this fight. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say Peter Young, fourth round TKO. I don't know how. Um, all respect to Aldo, man, but I don't know. I think Peter's gonna take this one.
This is probably like the toughest fight to like to like predict on the
Pick.
card.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, Aldo's used to fighting bigger guys and guys that hit harder. The speed might be like a little bit of a problem, but I feel like Aldo's pretty fast, and he looked fast in his 130. If he never fought at 135, and then he fought Peter Yan for the title, I would be like, oh, Peter Yan all day. But since he fought Marias, which was like Marias just lost to Henry Cejudo, he was beating him up before he lost. So he didn't just fight like a scrub at 135. He fought like the elite guy at 135, and he looked amazing. So, and he took the shots well, and he landed. When it landed, he hurt Marias. So I'm gonna give. I know Peter Young. He's tough. So I'll say split decision, Jose Aldo.
Split decision, all 5 rounds.
It's gonna go all 5 rounds. It's gonna be an
Oh,
absolute. Yeah. It's gonna be fight of the night.
you think he could take 5 rounds of punishment from this guy, from this Russian assassin?
And can Peter Yan take punishment from Aldo?
Yeah, you're right. Listen, I know Aldo's got some serious leg kicks. He's got crazy Muay Thai. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. One side question: overall, for all the fighters, how do you think they're all affected by not being able to have like real training camps, with in the gym? They have to like all improvise. They have to do all these crazy different things now because of this COVID situation. Do you think that it's going to affect their performances?
I don't think so. I feel like they'll surround themselves with a small group of people that they trust. It'll be almost like a family where it's like, I'm just training with you guys. You guys can't go out. I can't go out. So it's like you're training with the same 4 or 5 people. So you're gonna feel like trust and family. And it's always easier to like train like 5 people as opposed to 4 or 5 people. I feel like they're getting a lot better quickly. I feel like mentally it'll be a lot better. That's my opinion. I think.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, but I got what you were saying. Yeah. All right. So, moving forward. So, all right. So you're giving the fight Aldo split decision, fifth, all 5 rounds.
Yeah.
All right. Moving forward, we got Alexander Volkanovski versus Max Holloway, the rematch, right? So he won. How did the last fight end up? He won by split decision.
No,
Took the
unanimous.
belt from Max. Oh, unanimous. Oh, okay. Do you think that was convincing enough to give him to take the belt from Max? Do you think he deserved that?
Yeah, I thought he won every round.
Really?
Yeah, I thought.
How do you think Max is? Go ahead. How do you think Max is gonna approach this fight? You think he's gonna change anything up in his game plan? Because Max likes to brawl. He likes to get in your face and trade. He's relentless. Do you think he's gonna approach this a little differently?
I mean, the only way he can win this fight is if he like uses his jab and throws a mean jab.
His reach.
Yeah, well, I don't. I think they have the same reach, but he's just taller, and I feel like he needs to like throw meaningful jabs to like bust up Volkanovski's face because of the kicks. He's gonna throw kicks, so if he doesn't get his head off the center line, he can just jab him all day and make him afraid to throw kicks. Because the last fight, he was throwing a lot of like combinations, but they were like he wasn't sitting on any punches because of the leg kicks. So he needs to kind of like throw every shot at the beginning and make Volkanovski feel the kicks. I feel like that's
Right.
I don't think he's gonna win, but I think the only way to win is he has to establish his jab from the beginning of the fight.
Got you. But you still give the fight to you give the rematch to Volkanovski.
Yeah, same thing. Combination of leg kicks and pressure.
All 5 rounds. So we got 2 title fights going, all 5 rounds. Okay. Yeah, I very rarely pick a decision, but I think if I did, this would probably be it. But I'm gonna give it to Max.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it to Max. I think he's the hungry Hawaiian is gonna come out and he's gonna represent and he's gonna take his belt back.
You want to put some money on it? You want to put some money on it?
Yeah, I'll put some money on it.
I'll give you $3. $3. That's it. 12 quarters, man.
The only person that's really better with me is JC, John Callistein. That's it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, wait, no. Swayze bet me, I think, a couple of times too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here. I lost money because of the hooker fight.
That was a good fight, bro. I think to me that's fight of the year. To me that's fight of the year. All right, so down to the main event. Street Jesus, Jorge Masvidal versus Kamaru Usman. I think a lot of people don't give Kamaru Usman the recognition that he deserves. I guess because he doesn't come off as like a personality that stands out outside of his fight skills. Jorge is more like he's well known. He's a veteran. He's been around for forever. I mean, everybody knows he started fighting in backyards for Kimbo. What can you say? Like, he's just all around. He's a veteran, man. Like, he's well respected, right? Pretty much. But Kamaru Usman, he put a beating on Colby Covington, who's a good fighter. He took the belt from Tyron.
I wouldn't say he put a beating on him. I thought Colby was winning that fight before he got stopped.
He cracked his jaw, and that was fun to watch, in my opinion. Colby Covington, and listen, a lot of people hate. Say that again.
He didn't break his jaw. He didn't break his jaw though.
He cracked his jaw, bro.
I mean, he didn't break it though. It wasn't broken.
He fucked his jaw up though. Anyway, but he dropped him. He dropped him a couple of times.
Yeah, I think that was early stoppage stuff.
Really? All right. Well, so anyway, to each his own. But he's a well-deserved champion. Listen, he beat Tyron Woodley.
That was dominant.
And Tyron was a dominant champion for a while, right? He was knocking dudes out left and right. So, and Kamaru Usman, he came up from the not the Black. Well, he came up with the Black Zillions, but what's the name of that show? Was it the Ultimate Fighter, right?
Yeah, he won.
He won the Ultimate Fighter. So he's been around, but hasn't been around that long. You know what I mean? But he's worked his way up the ranks. He's got solid wrestling. A lot of people don't like his style because it's kind of John Fitchy. He likes to.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with John Fitch, right?
He likes to be like a wet blanket, what Jorge likes to call a crotch sniffer. Listen, you got guys like Khabib that wrestle. I got nothing against wrestlers. I like Ben Askren, but look, you see what happened to him. I respect wrestlers, but if you when you controlling guys and you're not trying to finish them, that's what I don't like. When you're holding up guys against the fence, I don't like that. When you see guys like Khabib, he'll do that to you, but he's pounding on you the whole time. He's putting you in bad spots. He's trying to submit you. Khabib got submissions on his record. He's submitted a few guys, including your favorite fighter, Conor.
That's not my favorite.
I know I'm playing. I know you must have loved seeing that.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, like I'm saying, so you could be a strong wrestler, but still, try to press the action a little more. And I think he gets criticized for that a little bit. That's a fair assessment, right?
Mhm.
Now Jorge is coming into this fight on basically 1 week notice. But if you're a real fight fan, you're not gonna believe that he's just fresh off the couch with no
Yeah, he's not.
training.
He's
He's been
definitely
in
not.
the gym. I would have to say he's been in the gym, getting ready because I think he had a feeling he might get this fight. Like you just got to stay ready, and I think he stayed ready. Um, but the thing is that Kamaru was preparing for Gilbert Burns this whole time, so that's the side note to this. I think Jorge's been preparing for Kamaru Usman, right? This whole time he's been preparing for that title shot. Uh, I'm on the fence with this, man. I really like Jorge. I actually want Jorge to win and take the belt, but I'm just concerned about Kamaru's wrestling and that holding him down and winning by points and taking that decision. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because he's got a full camp. I don't think Jorge has a full camp, even if he's been in the gym. And so I'm seeing all these pros and cons. Now Jorge likes finishing people. He loves. He's violent. He likes bringing violence to the fuck. Like you can see when he digs those body kicks on people. Like he's throwing them
Beautiful.
with like bad intentions, right? He's
That's
throwing
right.
all his shots with bad intentions. So hopefully he'll land a good shot and TKO. Get a TKO win. But I don't know, man. I'm gonna pick Jorge, but at the same time, I'm like, eh, Kamara might keep his belt for all those reasons that I just stated, but I still want Jorge to win. So, what's your take on this fight?
Well, if I want Jorge to win because he's another guy. I've been watching him since he was fighting in Japan. So I'm not one of these other guys like Street Jesus. Like I've been watching him way before he had
Right,
long hair, when he had to shape up with the
right.
little goatee, like
Yeah,
back
yeah,
Strike Force back in Japan and Bellator. I was watching him for a
right.
long time. Back
Yeah.
when he put Paul Daly on
Did
short
he
notice.
was he in WEC as well or no? Did he come from the WEC or
No,
no?
no, he didn't come from the WC.
Okay.
He fought at Bulldog fights, which is like old school
Mm.
back in the day. So like he's been around the block. Um,
Yeah.
so if Kamara Usman fights Masvidal the way he fought Kobe Covington, he's gonna get knocked out. Because it was all on the feet. But if Kamara Usman fights him the way he fought Woodley, then Masvidal is gonna lose. But I feel like with all like the ego in it and how they want to like destroy each other, I think Usman's gonna try to stand. Masvidal, I want to say first round. First round.
Oh, you think he's gonna Ben Askren him?
I don't think he's gonna Ben Askren him. I think just Usman's gonna get tagged, and then like for the first round, he's gonna want to strike just to prove
Hmm.
that he can strike.
Well, he's been training with Trevor Whitman, right?
Yeah, but I don't think it's enough. I don't think. I mean,
But
Masvidal.
Trevor Whitman is like elite. He's gonna have a
Yeah,
elite game plan for him.
you can't get a lead like that in 2 months. I mean,
Right.
like the guy's been striking for like forever, and then you've been striking for like 2 months. It's not gonna be wow. So
Well,
I
I
think
mean,
that
I'm sorry. I mean, like more of a as far as game planning. You know what I'm
yeah. So
saying? Like,
yeah. So you might be right here, but I think that he's gonna be like, oh, I've been training Trevor Women. I'm gonna try some stuff, and it's not gonna go his way, and he's gonna
he's gonna he's
he's gonna
gonna get punched in the face and it's gonna go out the window.
yeah he's gonna be like, nah, I want to try. I still want to try it, and it's gonna backfire, and then Masvidal's gonna knock him out and get the upset. But
Mm.
if Usman is smart, which I think he is, he'll grind him out like he did. And if he can take down Woodley a whole bunch of times, then he can take Masvidal a whole bunch.
Right. But a lot of people would say that that was an unfocused Woodley who had too much other shit on his plate. He was doing fucking music. He was doing podcasts. He was doing movies, all types of shit. But anyway, all credit to Kamaru Usman. But yeah, I'm pulling for Jorge on this. Hopefully he'll land some good shots and get that TKO. Maybe in the third. I don't know. So what's your prediction again?
I got Masvidal by KO in the first round.
First round, man. I want to get my money's worth.
You got 3 title fights. You got your money's worth. A lot of fights there, man.
Yo, this not for nothing. This card. Do you think this card is better than what was that first card that they did on after the quarantine? Gaethje versus Ferguson, 249.
Yeah,
That card was sick.
I think this is way better because it's like elite fighters, like champion or former champions, all fighting each other. So it's like and stars too. So it's a lot of like exposure. This is definitely the best card they had. I think if all goes well, this might be the best card of all time.
This is a good card, man. Just a notable mention: Volkan Ozdemir is fighting on the prelims against. I never heard of this guy. They don't even have his picture up, bro.
Yeah.
Jiri Prochazka. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, that guy was the risen champion for a while.
Oh.
Yeah, he knocked out. I think he knocked out CB Dollaway, who used to be in the UFC. But yeah, that guy's good. That guy's really good. And then Volkan is he was a former title challenger, so that's a high.
Yeah.
Level.
So this guy's he's like a elite kickboxer.
Yeah. He knocked out CB Dollaway pretty good. I think it was like a left hook.
So who you give this fight to?
The other guy's name that you can't pronounce.
Jiri Prochazka, maybe by a flying wheel head kick, something.
Yeah, I think he's what Johnny Walker was supposed to be.
I think he'll make a comeback. I haven't heard anything about him. Speaking of that,
well, he lost his last fight, and then he's on a 2-fight losing streak. He lost to Corey Anderson, and then he lost Nikolai Krylov by decision. So he's on a 2-fight losing streak.
Oh, okay. I think he'll make a comeback. He's got potential.
Yeah, he trains with GSP.
With who?
GSP.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's up in Canada?
He trains with the GOAT, man.
The GOAT, that's right. Nah, to me, the GOAT is always going to be Anderson Silva, the Spider.
I mean, I love that.
That's just me. That's my personal preference. If he wouldn't have been clowning around with Chris, he would have won that fight against Chris. He was being a fucking clown.
Yeah, I think so too, man.
He was fucking around too much. But yeah, there's some good fights, man. Even in the early prelims, just too many to get into right now. But the main card looks crazy. I can't wait. I think we got some good predictions. We might be on point with all of them, or we might be wrong for all of them.
I'm about to bet. I'm trying to make some money over. I need that quarantine money.
Yeah, me too, bro. Me too. Yeah, man. So, is there anything you want to say before we go? Any shout outs? Anything you want to talk about?
Not really, man. I just hope like everybody that I haven't seen in a while, everybody's safe. John, I haven't seen you in a while. You're my brother, man. I miss you, bro. I hope you're being safe. And yeah, just like everybody in the world that knows me. Everybody in the world, like I'm famous. Everybody.
You will be. You will be. You just got to get in there and get your next win.
That's right. I'll be famous. I'll be famous soon. But like, just hope everybody's safe. Everybody's, and then once everything gets back, to normal, we could all hang out and be one happy family.
Absolutely, brother. And I appreciate you getting on the call. And I know I've been procrastinating on heading to the gym, and I apologize, but I'll be there soon. We'll get some rounds in. Team Southpaw, baby.
That's right. That's
right. All right, my brother. Stay up, stay safe, and we'll talk soon, man.
Yeah, man. Have a good one.
You too, bro. Peace.
All right, guys, welcome back. So that was the call. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We went through some very, some good highlights, some good discussions about what fights we thought we're gonna be triumphant this Saturday, UFC 251. My boy Danny Maldonado, aka Danny the Fighter. Thank you for getting on the call. And yeah, man, it was fun. And hopefully we'll do it again soon. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the episode and enjoy some good fights on Saturday. All right, guys. Peace.